Alright, let's see if we can get through the rest of this game. This is part 3 of Rift. There's not too much left to this, so we're going to see if we can get through this. There's a few puzzles left, which I will try to tackle here. So let me...
Continue button. Editing, look around, edit box, showing...
Your memories are a blur. You shake your head and try to recall what you were trying to do. You recall that your hate note-tainted bouquet caused the maid to break off her engagement with the butler and throw her diamond ring to the floor. You need to restore power to the basement. You're looking for a crystal for the Lighthouse's apparatus. Somehow, you need to fill the sky with stars? The runestone needs to be re-energized. You look around. The tower's glass exterior is shuttered off by a series of metal blinds. Moonlight creeps through the cracks to reveal a round pedestal at the center of the room where it seems like a lighthouse lantern should go. Mounted above the pedestal is a giant metal cylinder resembling an observatory telescope. The larger end points toward the tower's windows, which are blocked by the metal blinds. Jutting out from one of the walls is a metal crank. There are exits down to the base of the lighthouse and west out to the exterior catwalk of the tower.
Alright. Turn off talkback, and hopefully my keyboard works here. Let's examine some stuff, like the crank.
The crank is made of metal, with a small leather handle on one end, presumably to provide a more luxurious cranking experience for the user.
And what's this telescope?
One end of the cylinder is extremely large and wide, with a thick lens that faces the window of the lighthouse. The other end is smaller and aimed directly at the slot at the pedestal's center. At the mouth of this smaller end is an empty metal bracket that appears designed to hold some sort of prism.
Alright, let's use the ring with telescope.
You fit the diamond ring into the bracket, and it clicks in perfectly.
Yep. And turn the crank.
You start cranking, and the metal blinds blocking the lighthouse windows draw back to reveal a cloud-filled horizon. There is no sea. There is nothing but a world of dark purple clouds that seem to ensconce the world in a sphere. Just where the hell are you? As you finish retracting the blinds, the crank breaks off from the wall and falls to the ground.
Alright, we'll need that. Let's grab that.
You take the crank and put it in your coat.
Alright, so let's go west. I think it's everything here. Well, it's the X pedestal.
The pedestal is covered in strange markings and icons, perhaps an ancient language of some sort. At the apex of the pedestal is a small slot.
What's this slot?
The slot is only a few inches long and wide. Something is meant to fit in here, but certainly not anything as large as a lighthouse lantern. The markings on the pedestal must be some sort of ancient language.
Let's try...
You place the time rune in the slot. It is a perfect fit, but nothing happens. You put it back in your pocket.
Right, because we can't do that yet. Let's work on that, so I'm going to go west.
You step out onto the metal catwalk that loops around the top of the lighthouse. A crisp breeze kisses your skin, and the sky is filled with clouds tinted a strange purple hue. Suspended above you is a thick cable that stretches out and down to the mansion in the distance. There is an exit to the east back to the lantern room.
So...
The cable looks like it ends on the mansion's rooftop.
we have to make a zipline. So if I use... see, I think you use pulley with bars.
You tie the bit of rope attached to the pulley around the handlebar.
Use pulley with cable.
There's no way you'd be able to monkey bar this cable all the way down to the mansion. There has to be a better way. You don't see that there.
Wait, let's see. How do we...
You have the time rune, tape player, notepad, screwdriver, knife, tapes, recipe, handlebars with a pulley in the middle, eggs, boar meat, mortar and pestle, bookmark, journal, clamp, painting, crank.
Yeah, okay, I'm trying to think how you're supposed to do this. Use... I thought you used it with the cable. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can... I swear, I did this a couple days ago.
You thread the pulley onto the cable. With a deep breath and a silent prayer, you grab onto the handlebars and step off the catwalk, flying down your makeshift zipline. You fly through the air at breakneck speeds until the cable incline gradually becomes less steep. As you approach the mansion, your velocity slows and you manage to land on the rooftop with surprising grace. Toward the middle of the roof, there is a metal hatch. A large weather vane is perched nearby. There doesn't appear to be an exit.
Alright, yeah, so you have to use the pulley with the handlebars attached on the cable, and then you zip line down here. Let's look at this weather vane.
The weather vane's metallic arrow points to the northeast, the direction from which the wind and the clouds are blowing.
So, if we turn it the opposite way, turn weather southwest.
You point the arrow to the southwest, and, impossibly, the wind starts blowing in the same direction. The clouds begin to recede.
And then you have to use the clamp, because I think if you don't, it'll turn back around. So use the clamp with the weather vane.
You fasten the clamp to the weather vane. After a few moments, the clouds in the sky begin to fully retreat, revealing a sky filled with purple stars. They are strange and beautiful.
I think...
You swing open the hatch. An attached rope ladder flops down to the room below. You see that it is the Hall of History on the second floor.
Let's see, can we go to Lighthouse?
The Lantern Room.
There we go.
A mysterious telescopic apparatus sits at the center of the room.
Okay, I think...
As you enter the Lantern Room, you see that the diamond ring at the base of the telescope is now glittering with purple starlight.
Yep. Use stone with telescope.
You place the time rune in the slot. The energy stored in the diamond suddenly surges into the tablet, and its runes glow a vibrant purple. It hums with power. You pick it up. It is warm to the touch and sizzles with static energy. You put it in your coat pocket.
Now if I look at it...
The runestone is fully charged with starlight. You can feel its mystic energy vibrating through your bones.
Alright, let's tackle the rest of this real quick. So we need to go to backyard.
The backyard. An arched opening in the
North.
The hedge maze.
North.
There are exits.
West.
There are exits.
South.
There are exits. Northwest. South.
I believe it's...
And southeast.
What is it? Northwest.
There are exits.
East.
There are exits.
Southeast.
There is an exit that leads out of the maze
And
to the east towards some sort of machine.
I remembered. Good. And do I have the crank?
The crank is made of metal.
Yeah, I
with
do.
a small leather. You step into a wide field. At the center is a big hulking piece of machinery. It appears to be some sort of power generator. Thick wires string overhead back to the mansion. There is an exit to the west, through the maze and back to the mansion's backyard.
Let's look at the machine.
It appears to be deactivated, but there is a little round hole for some sort of tool. The crank slides right into the generator slot. You spin the crank for a few rotations and the generator revs to life. You wonder what that did.
Now we have power. Let's do...
The kitchen. Checkered floor tiles lead to a portly chef by a stove.
Alright, let's see. So turn on the stove. Turn on the stove.
You twist the knobs and the burners ignite. Jaw dropped, the chef turns to you.
You fixed it. Guess my sabbatical has come to an end.
Give paper to the chef.
You give the Eggs Benedict recipe to the chef.
Well, would you look at that? This was the master's favorite dish whenever he worked on his machine. Wait, I remember now. The passcode. He wanted me to remember the passcode. The master was having trouble remembering things just like the rest of us, so he told me the passcode in case he ever forgot it.
New topics added to the chef. Passcode and Eggs Benedict.
The stove is working, but I still need the eggs and the bacon.
Right. Okay. So we have that. What was the topic?
To see what topics you can ask about stove broken, this place, passcode,
Oh, passcode.
Eggs Benedict.
Yes, the passcode. Funny thing, I can't remember it. Whenever the master wanted me to remember, he had me make the Eggs Benedict. The smell always jogged it back out of me, but then he'd take the recipe back and I'd forget all over again. Wow, would you look at those eggs? Fantastic. Well done, my boy, well done. As soon as we get that bacon, I can poach these puppies and add them to our Benedict. Killed yourself a boar, did you? That meat should make for some interesting bacon. Well, that's it. I have everything I need to get cooking.
The chef gathers the ingredients and turns on the stove. You watch as the chef masterfully whips up a fresh batch of Eggs Benedict. The smoky smells of bacon and buttery hollandaise fill the room with a decadent aroma.
Oh, that smell. Yes, that wonderful smell. I remember now. The passcode. It's 2342. A year of some importance to the master, as I recall.
Yep. Now, don't worry, you don't have to type that. Let's go to lab.
A string of Edison bulbs bathes the room in electric light. In one corner, a large chalkboard is covered with equations
And use
written in the same.
keypad.
You type in the code that you got from the chef. 2342. The pad beeps affirmatively, and the metallic door slides open to reveal a strange sight. A discolored world of kaleidoscopic images swirls inside. Before your eyes, empires rise and crumble in a chaotic confusion of what must be both past and future. A thin veneer, like a glassy sheet of water, shines unbroken at the threshold of the door.
Let's enter the door.
You move to enter the doorway, but just as you're about to cross the shimmering threshold, you're blown back by some invisible force. You get up off the floor of the laboratory. Something in your pocket feels warm. It's the stone tablet. You pull it out, and the glowing runes on its surface pulse expectantly, as if waiting, listening. You recall that scene at the diner. The girl Kendra had the tablet. It was glowing like this while she shouted some strange incantation.
Alright, so the last step, you have to use the journal. Use journal with bookmark.
How?
Combine journal and bookmark.
While you're able to locate a few of the symbols here on the bookmarks chart, too many seem to be missing to make heads or tails of anything.
I thought...
While you're able to locate a few of the symbols here on the bookmarks chart, too many seem to be missing to make heads or tails of anything.
Okay, let me see, because I thought that's how you did this. I'm gonna pause the recording. Okay, I think I got this. You have to use... Let's see, make sure I'm actually recording. If I'm not recording... Yeah, okay. You have to use... Yeah, use bookmark with the stone tablet. I forgot.
You locate the symbols on the tablet in the bookmarks chart. Read in sequence, they read out, Dar Khan Autanak, Dar Khan Kiyudba Aliga. Sounds oddly familiar.
And this took me a while to discover, but if you type DAR or presumably say DAR, this will trigger the end of the game. So let's do that, and this will complete the game.
As the strange words leave your lips, the time rune vibrates with energy. A wave of purple light erupts out of the tablet and crashes against the time door, which shudders in resonance. Suddenly, as if a veil were lifted, the scenes inside the doorway seem clearer, as if you could reach out and touch them. You step across the shimmering threshold. You're falling as a lifetime of memories floods your mind. Your childhood, your identity, flash before your eyes as quickly as the eons swirl around you. You see something below, an opening.
Grab him!
Hands roughly pull you up from the concrete where you landed.
It's not him.
Men and women in strange metallic suits surround you. They look like they just came from Mars.
Jesus. Look at his shift print. Hundreds of years. Who are you? Where's Kendra?
Search him.
Your head is swimming from the fall. Your eyes focus on the skyline beyond the strangers. Towering buildings that reach to the clouds in the distance. Scattered in the sky, you see other strange shapes. Portals, like the one you just stepped through. Hundreds of them. Pockmarking reality like Swiss cheese.
His pockets are full of junk. Wait, what's this?
It's all a lie. The bastard has been lying to...
That's Kendra's voice.
Did you see her?
You shake your head. Then suddenly, another portal rips open in the air just above you.
They're getting closer together now. Does he have the rune?
Here it is.
Time to move then. Narkin.
The man holding you presses a needle into your neck, and the world starts to go black.
Welcome to the future.
This concludes part 1 of RYFT. The adventure is just beginning. To find out what the future holds, stay tuned for part 2, coming soon.
Hi, it's me, the old man from the hedge maze. Thanks for leaving the door open. Maybe now I'll make it to part 2. Seems like you enjoyed the game. How's about that donation now? Pretty please.
Yeah, I already did that, and you're breaking the fourth wall, so be gone with you. Yeah, that is the game. Let me turn on talkback. Alright. There's the credits. Yeah, we're just going to go to the main menu. So yeah, that is RYFT. Sorry, that's my phone going off with stuff from Telegram. Yeah, so that is RYFT. It's a pretty cool game. And I know I just spoiled it. But, you know, you don't have to listen to this, so... I mean, well, I think that goes without saying, right? But yeah, so I have donated. I donated using Ko-Fi. That is ko-fi.com/RYFTGAME is how you get there. If you want to donate that way. You can also donate inside the app, although Apple and Google will take 30% of what you donate, because that's just horrible, but that's what they do. Anyway, yeah, that is RYFT. I think it's pretty cool, and as you can tell, it ends on a cliffhanger. So we shall see if they come out with new content. But until then, I hope you guys have enjoyed this playthrough. If you have any questions, comments, of course, you can leave them. But yeah, I will be back very soon with some more content. So you guys take care.